Hey everyone, my name is Teresa. If you're new here, this is my TBR game. Welcome to Jurassic TBR. Hello, y'all. Angle might be a little bit different than what we're used to. I'm trying out some different things to not get this glare on my glasses. It drives me absolutely insane, and I'm sure it probably drives you all crazy too. So I'm trying to play around with my ring light to see at different angles in order to not get a glare on my glasses. So we'll see how this works for you. I feel like the camera is much farther away from me than normal, but maybe this is how it's going to be from now on. We'll see. Also, I am repping Ghostface here because the new Scream movie just came out, and I'm so excited. I love Scream. It's like my favorite horror franchise. I'm not really a big horror movie person, but I love Scream. So, of course, we gotta rep the Ghostface. Anyways, we are here to talk about my TBR game, Jurassic TBR. Like I said, if you are new, this is my TBR game. I play it every single month, or I try to play it every single month to help me pick out the books that I'm going to read in the month. If you have never seen me play my game before, a real quick, very quick rundown is I just have to start here, and I have to make it all the way up to here. To escape, I roll a dice, and it tells me how many footprints I move throughout the game. My major rule is to escape, I have to roll the exact number on the dice. So if I am here, I have to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do not roll a 4, if I roll anything other than a 4, I go backwards the amount of spaces rolled. If I roll a 1, I go back 1. If I roll a 7, I go back 7. I only do that one time though, and then I can be here and roll a 7 and I can escape. So that's basically like the only main rule with the game. Green footprints, Mr. TBR card. Red footprints, Jurassic TBR cards. White footprints are my own physical TBR or my TBR jar. Yellow footprints are fantasy, and black footprints means thriller. So that is basically the gist. This year I have started something different where instead of escaping the game every single month, I'm only rolling 4 times during the month and just seeing where that gets me. Last month, we ended up on this red square here, so this is where we will be starting our footprint. This is where we will be starting in the month of March. But let's go ahead and put the board away and get to some other important things I need to talk to you all about before we start gameplay. Okay, so first off, I did a thing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my cards are laminated, you guys. I laminated all my cards. I went through and, well, I haven't laminated them all yet, but I've laminated majority of my cards. So now they should be in a much better condition. They should hold up a lot better. I made brand new ones. Just for example, here we have published after 1989. This is an example of a Mr. TBR card. And then an example of a Jurassic TBR card is Velociraptor Read a Mystery. I was a little bit concerned that by laminating them, they would be harder to see because of the glare, but I'll work around that because first off, they just feel super nice in my hands. Like it feels more professional. And secondly, they look good, they feel good, and they're way more durable, hopefully. So my cards are laminated. I am good to go. Now let's talk about last month's game, February's game, really quickly, and then we will move into what I have going on in the month of March, and then we'll move into gameplay. So in February, I had 4 books that I needed to read. The first one was a Jurassic TBR card, and that was Giant Locust, Read a Dystopian. I have not laminated these ones yet, but they will be. Anyways, I chose The Dividing Skies by Jill True, and I did read this. So this card will now be going in the discard pile. Then I drew a Mr. TBR card, and the card was Author Older Than Me. For this one, I picked Benty Home, which I did read that, but I actually switched that for something else we'll talk about in a minute. So I did still complete this though because I read City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. Robert Jackson Bennett is older than me, so this one is also going in the discard pile. I had a poll from my TBR jar, which you guys might be able to see right down there in the corner, and the book that was pulled for me was The Enemy by Charlie Higson, and I literally just completed this book like not even half an hour ago. So this one is done, will not be going back in the TBR jar. And the last one I pulled, which of course now I can't find the gosh darn card. Oh, tis my life. But anyways, I pulled another Mr. TBR card, and it was Herkied, which is hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. And so it was just to read a book that I needed to read for Herkied. Since February was Black History Month, I decided to fulfill that prompt by reading a book written by a Black author. I had originally chosen She Drinks the Light by Yasmin Engu, or Engo, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly. I have not yet got to this one. I really do want to, though, because this is an arc that comes out this month in March. I'm hoping to still get to this, but I haven't yet. But I did complete the prompt, though, because I did read Venti Home, or I guess Home is the name of the book. It is book 2 in the Venti Quartet by Nnedi Okorafor, and Nnedi Okorafor is a Black author, so therefore Herkied prompt is complete, and that will also be going in my discard pile. I don't think I have ever, well, it's been a very long time since I've completed my entire TBR. One thing I will say is just because I pick a book in start doesn't mean I have to read that specific book as long as I fulfill the prompt. Like I said, I chose a different book for that one. So as long as I fulfill the prompt, then the book, or then the prompt is the card, whatever I'm trying to say, goes into the discard pile. I just have to fulfill it in some way. Obviously, I want to try and get to the books that I like tell you I'm going to get to, but if I read something else that fulfills it, it works. So I have officially completed my Jurassic TBR with these 2 and 2 other books, and it was great, really great actually, having only 4 books to read in the month. So that was fun. Okay, let's talk about readathons and challenges and stuff like that. So there are 2 readathons that I am going to be participating in the month of March. Actually, no, 3. I lied. There's 3 readathons I'm going to be participating in, which is crazy because I have not participated in a readathon at all this year. I guess I'm making up for it, right? Because we're in the 3rd month, 3 readathons. Anyways, I'm going to be partaking in the Irish Readathon, and this is hosted by, oh my gosh, Aoife, and I am blanking on her name. I can picture her face, but I'll put their pictures here. These are the lovely hosts of the Irish Readathon, and the whole point of that is just to read more Irish books than you normally do, so books written by Irish authors or of Irish descent. I myself am of Irish descent, and so I always really, really love this readathon. I don't have like a TBR picked out for it or anything like that. I'm just going to try and read my way through it this year. Then we also have Middle Grade March, which is hosted by the lovely ladies who run the Middle Grade March channel, which they will be linked down below as well. All the information will be in the description. And this is basically just to read middle grade books in the month of March. I love Middle Grade March. I always come away with at least 1 5-star, if not more. Middle grade is a great age range. For Middle Grade March, they do have some prompts and stuff like that, which again, I'm just going to be kind of mood reading my way through and hopefully hitting some of their prompts, but they do have a book group read, and that is Max in the House of Spies, and this is by Adam Gidwitz. And I'm just covering up the library thing there because I did get this from the library. This is about a Jewish boy who is sent to England or London because of World War II. You know, he's sent for his safety because he is Jewish. He does have 2 little Jewish folk tale creatures attached to him, so it's a little bit of a like magical realism fantasy type story. He's from Berlin, he's being sent to London, and he is trying to make his way back to Berlin, and to do so he is trying to convince the English government to allow him to become a spy, to spy on the Nazis. So I normally am not a huge fan of World War II historical fiction, but this one does sound interesting. I like that it has a little bit of the magical realism in it, which I'm actually not much of a magical realism person either. I'm more like hard fantasy, but I don't know. It's a group book. It's a middle grade, so it should not take me very long to read, and we'll just see. So hopefully I can get this on my TBR somewhere. If not, it'll just be added. And the 3rd readathon that I am participating in the month of March is, of course, Realmathon. So Realmathon is hosted by the lovely Cassidy at Covers with Cassidy, and this is super fun. We have different realms that like compete against each other to, you know, become the best. But this year is a little bit different. She is playing this more as a RPG style because the fact that she's kind of obsessed with dungeon crawler Carl. That's a hard word for me to say, or hard sentence for me to say. She really loves that series, and so she's basing this Realmathon version. This is 5.0 around that, where we will be completing. Oh my gosh, us teams will be competing against each other for XP. Go watch her video. She put a lot of work into it. Go watch all of the videos of all of the announcements. They always put a lot of work into their videos, and they deserve all of the love that they can get. So if you want to learn more about any of the things I talk about, check the descriptions, go watch their videos. Anyways, I'm on Team Rogues because of course I have to join up with Lexi once again. I have been on her team, gosh, I think every time, if not every time. And like not only in this readathon, but like I've joined her team in other readathons too. Like I love Lexi. She's a great team leader, great host, like a person. Guys, my brain is not wanting to work right now. Co-host, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm on Team Rogues. We're kind of the mysterious type, you know. Our team prompts are to read a book with a mystery element, and also read a book that was stolen off of somebody else's TBR, but they cannot be on your team. So I have to search out other people who are not on Team Rogues, find their TBRs, and read a book from their TBR, which I don't know if I'm going to be doing or not. That one might take some searching to see if I can match it up with some other things that I'm doing, but we'll see. Mystery element should be pretty easy for me though. And then the like main one that gives us extra points is to read a book with a competition, I believe, like some kind of competition in it. I don't know how many books I'm going to read that will have that. You can have up to 5 prompts per book, either negative or positive, to add to your team or take away from other people's teams. Again, go watch Cassie's video. Realmathon is so fun, you guys. I always have a blast, and yeah, go Team Rogues. Let me know. Are you on the winning team, Team Rogues? Okay, I think that's everything that I have to say. So, like, the only book that I know I'm for sure reading is the middle grade one, Max in the House of Spies. And other than that, I'm just going to try and fit books that will work for the Irish readathon, middle grade readathon, and Readathon. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay. Okay, everybody, here is Jurassic TBR. I'm going to zoom in on the board to get started, just so I don't have to go up and down constantly. Trying out a different filming angle, so hopefully everything is workable and stable. So we have 2 dice, an 8-sided and a 10-sided. I'm going to roll each dice, whichever one gets the bigger numbers. The one I choose. If they tie, I choose. Okay, interesting. This happened last month. Guess the game is trying to be extra nice to me. Sorry if I went out of frame there for a second. They're both 2s. I think, like last month, I'm going to go with the 8. I think we're going to go with the 8-sided. Let's go for roll number 1. And roll number 1 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That landed us on the Jurassic TBR card. So let's go ahead and draw from the top of the pile and see what we get. And we have Junior, read a picture book. Pretty good start to the beginning of the game. As you guys saw, like I said, I started on the red footprint and I rolled an 8, which led me on another red footprint, which was a Jurassic TBR card, and I drew Junior, read a picture book. You guys don't know, Junior is a little baby T-Rex from The Lost World, which is the second Jurassic Park movie, and a picture book. Like, super, super easy. The book I'm going to read you guys is Slugs. And this is by David Greenberg. This is a ridiculous book. This is a 31-page book, and it's grody. Like, it's gross. So here's the front, and here's the back. So you can imagine. This book, I remember my aunt reading this to me and my cousin when we were very, very young. Back when I was a little kid, my aunt or my mom and my grandma and my aunts would all get together and we would go to the beach for a weekend in October when my dad and my uncles and my grandpa all went hunting. And so the guys would go hunting, the girls would go to the beach. And I vividly remember this. I even have, if I can find the picture, I'll insert it. I even have a picture of her reading this book to us when we were kids. And I found it randomly in a Goodwill in like the bins, and it was in fairly good condition. And I'm like, I can't not get that because I'd always remembered this book, but like could never find it. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek here. So this is all about people using slugs for food, people using slugs as doorknobs. It's all of the things humans do to slugs that are kind of disturbing. They squeeze them, they mail them, they dissect them, and then at the end of the picture book, the slugs kind of fight back. Gosh, when this book was written in this book was written in 1983. It's quite old. Yeah, I have no idea how this book came about. All I know is that I read it when I was a very young child and loved it. Thought it was hilarious. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we reread it? Because it's been a while and I'm curious. I'm curious to see if it still holds up to my childhood memories. So this is the picture book I'm going to be reading in March. Now, as far does it work for any readathon? I mean, it might count for some things for Realmathon. It might count for some positive or negative points, but yeah. Other than that, no, I don't think so. But it's 31 pages. It's a picture book. It'll be quick. It'll be easy. It'll be fun. Let's go to roll number 2. Roll 2. Roll 2 is a 2. 1 and 2. That is a Mr. TBR card. So let's draw off the top and see what we got. Elements on cover. I moved 2 spaces, not very far. I'm very curious to know if I'm going to actually skip the board this month or not. Anyways, I landed on my first Mr. TBR card, and that was Elements on Cover. So this is Air, Wind, Earth, Fire. Any of those elements on the cover and they will count. The book I'm choosing to read for this prompt, Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse by Jamie Jo Wright. Now you might be able to see I have already started this. This was on a TBR last year. This came out in April of last year, and I had all intentions of reading it in April of last year when it first came out. And I don't know why. Oh, also it's signed. I got a book plate. I've got a little thank you for reading. Jamie Jo Wright is my all-time favorite author, if you guys do not know. And this one has elements of the Edgar Allan Poe tale Annabelle Lee. So this is Mysteries in the Past, Mysteries in the Present. It'll work for the mystery prompt for Team Rogues. Where the lighthouse no longer illuminates, ghostly lore and legends emerge, demanding vengeance for secrets that should have drowned centuries before. This takes place on Lake Superior's southern shore. Oh, I should probably show you how this works for elements. As you guys can see here, we got water, because it takes place on the shore. There's a lighthouse. There is air, really, because you can see the clouds, the way, the thunder. We have earth, because you can see the ground in the background. So it works for those. And this definitely has multiple elements on the cover, so that definitely counts for that. Okay, this is Dual Timeline. It takes place in 1874 and then in present day. She is very gothic, very spooky, and always has some sort of ghosty reveal up her sleeve. So I'm very, very excited. I was really enjoying it. I just put it down for some reason, never picked it back up. So we're going to get back into it because I really want to read this. This is a 5-star prediction. So yeah, we'll see. But this is what I have for that. Roll number 3. Is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's another Jurassic TBR card. So let's pull it from the top. See what we got. Spinosaurus. Read a horror. Okay. Okay. I move forward 6 spaces. We're getting really close to the end. I pulled another Jurassic TBR card, and it was Spinosaurus. Read a horror. So this one, I thought, oh, super easy. I already have a couple books in mind that I want to read for middle grade March that are middle grade horrors. I really like middle grade horrors. The book I'm choosing to read is The House Next Door by Ellen O. This is a very small, little middle grade story. With the author's note, it's only 187 pages. So I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. Home is where the sinister lives. So there's this really spooky house in this neighborhood that our main character Rory knows not to step foot in, on, or around the house next door. Things have been creeping in the shadows, and he has encountered scary spirits, mysterious noises, and malevolent forces. But then new neighbors move into the house next door, and Roy makes it his duty to protect them at all costs. I don't really want to look into it more than that because it is such a short little book. This says acclaimed author Ellen O of the Spirit Hunter series and founding member of We Need Diverse Books, delivers another spooky story with edge-of-your-seat intrigue and adventure, as well as close friends who band together to fight otherworldly enemies. So I don't know if it's going to be ghosts, monsters, aliens, I don't know. But it sounds really cute. It sounds really fun. It should be a very quick read, one that I can definitely easily read for the Gala of Peace. For Readathon, you have like a 48-hour readathon where like the goal is to read all of the books. So yes, I'll probably say that for this, but it also works for middle grade March. So that is my horror pick of the month. Okay, guys, we have come to the last roll of the game. Roll 4. Now, this could go any which way. I need to roll a 4 in order to escape the game. If I roll a 4, we escape, we're done, cool, we start all over in April. If I do not roll a 4, then I go backwards the amount of numbers on the dice, and where I land is where we'll start in April. So let's see what the dice have in store. I need to roll a 4 or else I'm moving back. Can we get a 4 and start a brand new boat in April? We cannot. Alright, a 2. 1, 2. Wow, we got all cards this month. Okay. Let's draw from the top of the pile. And, oh gosh. D-Rex. Read a hybrid genre. But because it has little slash marks down there, y'all, means I have to read 2 books for this one prompt. Well, alrighty. Let's do it. And that is the end of this round of Jurassic TBR. In April, Ellie Sattler and I will be starting on this specific red footprint, trying to escape. Now, April could be a very short month, because I've already gone backwards. So in April, we're just moving forwards. So I could possibly get 1 book in April. We'll see. You'll just have to wait till April to find out what happens. I'll have to wait as well. Alright, guys. We have not officially escaped Jurassic TBR. Well, we didn't escape. We did not escape. But thankfully, we only had to go back 2 spaces. Could have been worse. Not that it really matters because I'm starting. That was the end of my rolls. So April is going to be an interesting month. But as you guys saw, once again, the Jurassic TBR card, the game was just like, it's all cards this month. Nothing else. And I got a dreaded card because I hate this thing. The D-Rex, which is to read a hybrid genre, and of course, you know, just to make it even more painful, the little slash marks down here means I have to read 2 books for this one prompt. Now, a hybrid genre is actually super easy for me. I very much enjoy a hybrid genre. I just hate this thing. I have thoughts about the brand new Jurassic Park movie came out. This was from Jurassic World Rebirth, the brand new one that came out last year. I had thoughts. But this is the mutant D-Rex. So it's like a T-Rex, but it's a mutant T-Rex. Anyways, gross. So I had to make sure that this was one that punished me because I do not like this character. So genre hybrid. Though, like, again, I like the prompt. Hybrid is good. It's just 2 books, 1 prompt. Oh, you know, can get a little hairy. Thankfully, though, I'm only doing 4 rolls, which means that means instead of 4 books, I have 5 books on my TBR this month with 2 very short ones. I'm not too terribly concerned. Anyways, the books I picked for that are Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber and Rise of Neptune by Scott Rigdon. So let's talk about Alchemy of Secrets first. I have never read anything by Stephanie Garber. She's definitely been an author who has been on my radar for quite a while. I just have never picked anything up by her. This is her adult debut, if I am remembering correctly, and this was September 2025 Book of the Month book. This is a fantasy mystery. Actually, it's like historical fiction fantasy mystery, so very genre hybrid. This takes place in the 1920s, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the 20s. I mean, if you look at the cover, it looks very 20s, but it doesn't say that in the synopsis. So maybe I'm incorrect there. I don't know. Anyways, so in this world, I guess there is a folklore 517, which is a local legends and urban myths class taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe the Professor's stories are just fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense. Except for that the Watchman tells her she will die at midnight tomorrow unless she finds an ancient object called the alchemical heart. So she obviously is going to go search for this alchemical heart in order to stop herself from dying. And she's got like a 24 hours, so it's like a time sensitive mystery, which is always really fun. I really like those. It takes place in Los Angeles. And of course, she is drawn to a magnetic stranger. I do believe there's romance in here too. I don't know if this would be considered like a fantasy romance or if this is just a fantasy mystery with a romance. Don't know. But I am definitely interested in reading this one, and it's a genre hybrid, so it will work. And the last book that I'm reading is another middle grade book. This is The Rise of Neptune, and this is book 2 in the, I don't remember the name of the series, but book 1 is The Last Dragon on Mars. I read Last Dragon on Mars, I believe it was September, or I think it was September maybe of 2025. I don't know, sometimes in the fall of 2025. Very much enjoyed it. It is a sci-fi fantasy genre blend. So therefore, once again, it'll count for this prompt. And book 1 is all about a boy who was born on Mars, and his life is pretty rough. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, he's like running away from some trouble that he was in, and he stumbles upon this mysterious military base where he finds out that dragons are real. Everyone just thought, dragons were just a myth, but no, dragons are real. Dragons are connected to the planets, which is where the sci-fi aspect comes in. This takes place on Mars. It's super fascinating. And he just happens to bond with said dragon and become a dragon rider. Now, of course, this is crazy for him because he didn't even know dragons existed until like 24 hours ago. The fact that he is now the dragon rider is pretty interesting. And there's a lot of political stuff that happens in here, a lot of almost warring dragons, and he's kind of thrust into this life, and then of course he has to deal with all of the other kids who had trained their entire lives to be the dragon rider. So there's like some conflict and stuff there, and yeah, him and his dragon kind of have to team up and save Mars. So this is the second book, and I'm very much looking forward to this book because I did very much enjoy the first one. It's a middle grade. It'll work for middle grade March. It's a genre hybrid. It's gonna be fun. Okay, that's it. That's the game. We finished for the month. Crazy. It feels so weird to only have a small amount of books on my TBR, but I am kind of liking it at this time. Okay, so here are the books. Let's run through really quickly. We have Slugs for picture book. We have Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse for Elements on cover. We have The House Next Door for horror. We have Alchemy of Secrets, and this is the stand-in for The Rise of Neptune. So these are all of the books that I will be reading for the month of March, according to my Jurassic TBR anyways. Like I said, there are other books that I would like to get to. I do obviously want to get to that one historical fiction book. I guess that could have technically been a genre blend too, but like, whatever. The historical fiction magical realism book that is the one for middle grade March. This guy right here. So that definitely is another book added. So that's 6 books total that I have that I would like to read or need to read in the month of March. And then as far as, again, Readathon, middle grade March, I have a few other middle grades I'm interested in. The Irish Readathon, I will have to specifically look for Irish authors. I don't know if any of these authors are Irish or not. And if they're not, I'll just have to add more books, which is like, oh, boohoo, right? So that is basically everything that's going on in March, you guys. All of these lovely, lovely books, which like it feels really, really good to have a small pile of books. You know, it does. It feels good. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're participating in any readathons this month, especially if you're participating in Realmathon. Are you on Team Rogue or are you on another team? Let me know what y'all are doing. I will be quite busy during the month of March. The first weekend, my boyfriend, or I guess he's my fiance now, my fiance is coming to visit me, and we're doing like venue shopping and stuff like that. So it's gonna be really fun. And then later on in the month, I am going to visit him for a few days as well. If you guys don't know, we're long distance. He lives in Idaho, I live in Oregon. So I should have some good audiobook time, at least when I'm driving to see him. When he's here, I probably won't get much reading done. But I do believe the Gala of Peace is over a weekend that I am completely free. So that's going to be good. That's probably when I'm going to get majority of this stuff read. That is everything I think that I need to tell you guys about for the month of March. Again, feel free to leave comments. Let me know if you've read these books, if any of them sound interesting to you. If you've read them, do you think I'll love them? Do you think I'll hate them? Give me all the details in the comments below. If you guys have nothing else to say, just want to let me know that you made it to the end, you can go ahead and leave a black cat, because that is the rogues symbol for Realmathon. We are the black cats. Last year I was on Team Raven, this year I'm on Team Rogues, but we have black cats. It's great, it'll be fun. Or you could leave a little ghosty. I don't think they have a ghost face, but you can leave a ghosty because Scream is coming out and I'm very excited for it. Alright guys, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching this round of Jurassic TBR. Happy March. I will hopefully see you in my next video. Okay, bye.